Eze's reaction to Thierry Henry's message speaks volumes about Arsenal's ambition. Arsenal transfer latest. Club legend Thierry Henry has sent a heartfelt message to Eze following his £67.5 million move from Crystal Palace. Arsenal's newest number 10, Eze, was officially unveiled to the Emirates faithful ahead of their emphatic 5-0 win over Leeds United, a match that gave Eze a front-row seat to witness the firepower of his new teammates. Eze's journey, from being released by Arsenal at age 13, to rising through QPR and shining at Palace, is a story of relentless determination. Now, after years of graft, he returns to the club he grew up supporting. Arsenal beat out rivals Tottenham Hotspur to secure the signature of the England international, stealing the spotlight in a dramatic transfer twist. A lifelong Gooner, Eze has never hidden the fact that Thierry Henry was his childhood hero. So when fellow Arsenal legend Ian Wright surprised him with a personal message from Henry, the moment turned emotional. "First of all, welcome to Arsenal," Henry began. "You have no idea how happy we are. Everyone knows how much you've always wanted to wear this shirt and become a king at the Emirates. And now, it's not just a dream anymore. It's real. Make it count. When I first joined Arsenal, they told me it's a club of class, of family, and that you fight, no matter what. All the best. I'm so happy. Let's go, Arsenal." Clearly moved, Eze was left almost speechless. The significance of hearing such words from a legend of the club wasn't lost on him. "He's got a statue outside, man," Eze said, visibly overwhelmed. "You know what? Sometimes when you try to put something into words, you can ruin it. For me, it's a feeling. I could try to explain it, but really it's just the feeling, man. And it's powerful." Eze's emotional response wasn't just a moment for the cameras, it captured something much deeper. It was a symbol of full-circle redemption, a reminder of how far he's come, and what it means to return not just as a player, but as a central figure in a club reborn under Mikel Arteta. His arrival has already sparked massive excitement across the Arsenal fanbase. Social media exploded with reactions from fans calling him the final piece of the puzzle and a signing of intent. For many, this move signals that Arsenal are no longer just building, they're ready to win now. Inside the club, Eze's signing is being seen as a major statement. Sources close to the dressing room say the atmosphere is electric, with senior players welcoming Eze as both a creative force and a grounded, humble presence, something Arteta values deeply. "He fits our identity perfectly," said Arteta in a post-match press conference. "He's technically gifted, fearless, and hungry. But more than that, he's someone who understands what it means to wear this badge. That's priceless." The ripple effects are being felt across the league. Rival managers have taken note, with many admitting privately that Arsenal's attack now looks more unpredictable and dynamic than ever. Eze, capable of playing centrally or drifting wide, adds a new layer of versatility and flair to an already dangerous front line. Even England manager Gareth Southgate weighed in during a recent interview, praising Eze's maturity and hinting that this move could elevate him to a leadership role within the national team setup. Off the pitch, Arsenal's decision to hand him the iconic number 10 shirt has only added to the buzz. Following in the footsteps of club greats like Dennis Bergkamp, Jack Wilshere, and Mesut Ozil, Eze has been entrusted not just with a number, but with responsibility. And so far, he's embracing it. In training sessions, he's been described as laser-focused, staying late to sharpen his connection with midfielders like Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. Behind the scenes, staff have been impressed by his humility, often noting how he takes time to speak with academy players and support staff alike. But for Eze, it's not about the spotlight, it's about legacy. "This isn't just a move," he told club media. "It's a mission. I know what this club gave me as a kid. Now, it's time to give everything back." With the Premier League season just getting underway and Arsenal eyeing both domestic and European glory, all eyes will be on Eze, the boy who came home, ready to write a new chapter in Arsenal's story. Real Madrid's big call on Rodrigo sends strong message as Arsenal transfer saga takes another twist. Just when Arsenal fans thought the Rodrigo saga was cooling down, a surprising turn of events has reignited the speculation and raised a few eyebrows across Europe. Rodrigo, long linked with a potential Premier League move and a reported top target for Arsenal, was unexpectedly named in Real Madrid's starting lineup for their La Liga clash on Sunday night against Real Oviedo. After a summer filled with rumors that his time at the Bernabeu might be coming to an end, this decision sends a powerful signal, both to Rodrigo himself and to the clubs circling him. The Brazilian winger, who hadn't started a league game since April 20th, found himself back in the 11, replacing fellow Brazilian Vinicius Jr. on the left wing. It's a notable shift, and perhaps a fresh start under new manager Xabi Alonso. Just days earlier, Rodrigo had been left out of Real's season opener against Osasuna, not even getting a minute off the bench. For many, it felt like confirmation that his chapter in Madrid was coming to a close. Arsenal, among others, were watching closely. But football moves quickly, and so do stories. Alonso, who took charge before the FIFA Club World Cup, had previously hinted that Rodrigo could still have a role to play. However, he only gave the winger one start during their summer tour in the US, and even then, questions remained about his future. Speaking after Rodrigo's omission against Osasuna, Alonso offered a diplomatic but intriguing comment. "We choose what we believe is best for each match. I talked to many players, including Rodrigo. I'm happy with the squad, but you always need to stay open-minded. I don't know what the future holds, but for now, I'm content." It was a statement that kept the door open, and tonight, Rodrigo walked through it. As he stepped onto the pitch at the Estadio Nuevo Carlos Tartiere, all eyes were on him. Would he rise to the occasion? Would this be a turning point in his Madrid story, or just a brief detour before an exit? The timing couldn't be more interesting for Arsenal. The Gunners, keen to bolster their attack with another elite winger, have been quietly monitoring Rodrigo's situation. Sources suggest Mikel Arteta views him as a player who could unlock even more fluidity in Arsenal's dynamic frontline, and his versatility on either wing is a rare asset. But if this start signals renewed confidence from Alonso, it could complicate Arsenal's pursuit. Madrid's stance may harden, or Rodrigo himself may start to reconsider his future. Meanwhile, on the Oviedo bench, another subplot quietly unfolded. 40-year-old Santi Cazorla, an Arsenal cult hero, was named among the substitutes for the newly promoted side. It's a reminder of the club's deep Spanish ties, and the emotional pull that Madrid and Arsenal both have for players on the edge of big decisions. What happens in the next 90 minutes could shape the next steps of Rodrigo's journey, and Arsenal's transfer strategy. One thing's certain, the story isn't over yet. Rodrigo's performance against Real Oviedo didn't just attract attention. It sparked conversations across fan forums, pundit panels, and club boardrooms alike. From the first whistle, there was a renewed energy in his game. He looked sharp, motivated, and most importantly, like someone with a point to prove. His movement was fluid, his touches confident, and his link-up play with Jude Bellingham and Federico Valverde suggested that perhaps his story at Madrid isn't over just yet. By half-time, Spanish media had already begun to shift the narrative. Marca described him as revitalized, while as ran a headline calling him the quiet fighter returning to form. And with Vinicius Jr. nursing a slight injury, Alonso's trust in Rodrigo may be more than temporary, it could be strategic. But in North London, the situation is more complex. Arsenal's interest in Rodrigo hasn't been a secret. With the club actively looking to add depth to their attacking options ahead of a demanding Champions League campaign, Rodrigo was seen as an ideal target, someone who not only fits Arteta's tactical blueprint but also brings European experience and composure in high-pressure moments. Internally, Arsenal had been monitoring his minutes closely. A continued lack of playing time under Alonso would have likely triggered formal negotiations. However, Sunday's start, and especially his promising performance, throws a curveball into those plans. Still, there are multiple layers to this. While Rodrigo may have temporarily earned his spot back, the long-term outlook remains uncertain. Sources close to the Bernabeu suggest that Madrid's potential pursuit of Kylian Mbappé, whether this window or the next, could once again push Rodrigo down the pecking order. And with Endrick joining the squad in 2025 and Arda Güler already knocking on the door, competition will only intensify. Rodrigo's contract with Madrid runs until 2028, and while no official transfer request has been made, there's a growing feeling that the player is keeping his options open, especially if consistency in selection doesn't follow. Meanwhile, Arsenal are not standing still. Edu Gaspar and Arteta are believed to be in ongoing discussions with agents around Europe, exploring alternatives. But Rodrigo remains high on their list. Not only for his technical ability and work rate, but for what he represents, a marquee signing that signals Arsenal's intent to fight at the very top. The next few weeks will be crucial. If Rodrigo continues to start and perform, Real Madrid may shut the door firmly on any suitors. But if this was a one-off opportunity, and the Brazilian once again finds himself sidelined, Expect Arsenal to come knocking, and harder than ever. As transfer deadline day looms, the Rodrigo Arsenal saga is far from over. In fact, it might just be heating up.